Welcome to our today's class. I warmly welcome to my Zoom audience and also Facebook audience. Um, Today we are in the last episode, is the last episode of our online course, which we started around 7 weeks ago on how to quit addiction, how to um, get rid of addictive behavior from any sort of addictive substance or any mental state or psychotic state of addiction we did um, and on my computer screen you can see the black arrows are showing which we have done in all weeks. So week one we did introduction. Week two we learned about what is truth behind an addiction. Then week three we discuss further in details that how the addiction is involved from the lower emotional state to the higher emotional state, from shame, fear, depression, anger, to going to the peace, love, and enlightenment. That's how the energy fields works in the process of addiction. And then week four, we learn about why to give up addiction. Week five, we did learn what is basically process um of quitting the addiction in terms of consciousness, how our emotional state um, and reality start to change. What is a process? And then week six, we did learn about the 12 steps. So we need to follow step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and until 12 steps to follow the process of quitting any addiction. And last week, which is of week seven, we did learn basically in details about the 12 steps. Uh, so, uh, and then after anybody who is going to quit bad habits, um, he or she will have a power um, and a way out and a roadmap, the process of quitting the addiction. Today, we will basically learn about that how we will maintain this quitting addiction process, because there are many reasons people they go back to the addictive habits, um, and they do sooner or later. For example, if somebody wants to quit smoking or somebody wants to quit uh, more food eating, too much food eating, initially that person will start to quit smoking for 1 or 2 days, 3 days, or that person will start to be on a diet for a couple of days. But later again they again start to smoke cigarettes, take alcohol, and involve in more bad habits. Um, so why it is that and to prevent this uh, rolling back to the bad habits, we are going to learn um, about how we can sustain and maintain and have a power to heal ourselves. And that is some. My name is Maratib Ali Shad, and I'm your facilitator and online teacher for this course. So we will learn this couple of texts and paragraph from the book from the legend Dr. David Hawkins, and his book, The Map of Consciousness Explained, um, which is a breakthrough in our spiritual and scientific world for curing from the lot of physical and mental and spiritual diseases. So, and this course has a multi-dimensional course, which is basically the psychology is a main field, self-help, philosophy, sociological, anthropological, academic or practical way, and a lot of touch is with the spirituality. So here is we are going to start this course. If you have any question or you have a thought, you can type there or ask me. I will allow you to speak um, or even come on the camera to make this class more interactive and two-way. So, uh, according to UK-rehab.com website, these are the top 10 addictive behaviors. And these behaviors, I'm not sure these behaviors are they taken the ranking from all over the world, or this is a ranking only in UK. So I'm assuming that because they are in UK based, so probably that's a UK ranking. And these are top 10 and 11 uh, types of addiction we we are going to involve in our in countries and across the world, more or less. So number one, we are more involved in the sexual activities too much. Shopping, people are doing a lot of shopping because and they have addiction of shopping. It's not a matter of women or any age group or gender. It's a overall shopping addiction is everywhere. Then collecting. Collecting mean we have a craze to collect a lot of things in our room, in our home, and we are keep collecting a lot of things. That is addiction as well. Gambling is a big addiction everywhere. We play a lot of gambling to make more money and make ourselves happier. That is everywhere. Pornography, they have separate from the sex and pornography from each other because they think that the pornography is where bad stuff we watch, people watch on their computer, their own websites, which have explicit, very dirty or sexual uh, content are there. So people watch it a lot. Uh, then risk taking. Risk taking is also addictive behavior where people they want to take risk of their life and they do some stunt. They do they play something and of course risk taking is also very frequently going on all over the world, especially in teenage and a young age. For example, risk taking mean also many people they want to climb up the mountain, and this is a risk taking because not all mountains are made for trekking or for climbing up. So their life is a huge risk, but they people have addiction to accept these habits. So I mean, it becomes addiction anyway. Then it's our eating habits. We all eat too much because too much eat food are available in supermarket. They are affordable and they are too much yummy, and we now can't live without eating, and that's why it increase our weight. It increase diabetes. It increase lot of uh, serious life-threatening diseases. Then number 8 is a work. We are too much workaholic. What does it mean? We do work a lot from 9 to 5 is a minimum time we do work, but many people they do 12, 15 hours of work, especially in Western countries where people are they much uh, uh, are curious about every new venture in, and they want to expand their business and they want to earn more and more money, which is looks not bad, but once this addiction it turns into addiction, that is very bad. It start to impact on your physical health. Then gaming in teenage children and in young people, they too much play games, especially nowadays. PS4, PS3, PS5. It has made amazing um, player for many people. Many and people cannot live without playing games. Then internet surfing. Everyone may have addiction of internet. They want to use internet. They want to use browse social media and watching clips, watching YouTube, watching, I mean, WhatsApp messages, videos, and audios. It's too much internet, and people are addicted. They cannot live without this internet. Then alcohol, people, they want to drink alcohol. They want to be in intoxicated state of mind and physical condition, and where they are really in alcoholic condition. So these are the top 10 in 11 addictive behavior. Uh, it could be one or two or many addictive behavior could be within you, within me, or anybody can be victim of this. So, but we learned last 7 weeks about how we can quit these behavior. Okay, and if you missed that, you can go back into um, uh, the my YouTube uh, channel. There, I have made a list of these all weekly courses, and you can watch the recording from there and subscribe the channel as well for more these type of videos. So let's go and our today's topic. We have 5, 6 paragraphs to read. I have my friend on Zoom. We will both start to read these things, and hopefully that we will be enjoying and learning a lot from these uh, paragraphs. And the most of the paragraphs I have taken from the book, which I mentioned earlier, The Map of Consciousness Explained by Dr. David or Hawkins. He was influential on spiritual, scientific world, and even a medical world as well. So now the idea behind today's class is once the person has quit uh, any bad habit, then he or she must attach with the healing group. The healing power of a loving group means um, he or she needs love and people of same field, or who have I must say is like a mentors or people who also quit bad habits, and they have transformed their life, or and they are spreading love for each other um, within that group. So you must be a part of that group. That could be a spiritual group. That could be a group of same habits. Um I mean, new habits. That group will call a loving group. Okay, so that's is very important to join. Uh, so let's start our today's topic, and we will start reading. So I would ask Javeria if you can start reading, please.
The helping, the healing group, the healing power of a loving group, and the energy field of the 12-step groups is unconditional love. The way out of the pit is to be concerned about someone else. We get higher with every act of love, every loving intention, and our willingness to forgive self and others. Unconditional love is not an emotional up and down feeling that depends on someone else and what they do or don't do. Love does not come from someone else into us. Love is an inner decision, and we make about a state of consciousness that we want to choose that we want to choose all the time. From the level people cannot do anything to make us stop loving them.
Thank you. It's a great reading. I appreciate it. So here we are learning how we can absorb the higher energy from the people through love, and that love will be um, healing for us. And that is an amazing point where a person feel really joy, because when he or she come across mentors or experienced people or same conditioned type of people who have transformed their life. So, and especially unconditional love they do. I mean, there is no any materialistic gain of or in a result of relationship. That relationship is very unconditional and that's full of love, and that person requires. Um, and also, the people in recovery discover that the love is communicable and they experience it by osmosis, that is hanging out with the people who are living. So, um, around and through the physical body is an energy body that vibrates with the frequency level of that energy. The higher the vibration, the greater the power. The vibrations at the higher levels of consciousness, the map of consciousness, have much more power than the vibrations of the levels below 200. And these energy levels we know already very well. It is not necessarily to believe in God. What does it mean that if you don't believe or follow any spiritual path or religion, still these steps can be valid for you. Okay, so it is not necessary that if you don't believe on God, then you cannot quit any addiction. In my personal opinion, without God or Allah, it is very difficult to quit addiction or these type of life challenging challenges. But if you believe on God in somehow, then it is much more easy uh, to quit any addiction. All that is necessary is to sit in a room with the people, sending out the healing energy, and one will pick up the energy of love. By analogy of we sit in the sun, we cannot help but we be warm. So if we sit with those people, of course we will warm. We will warm like because these people are like sun. Their positive energy and love will come to you, which you need. You need to sustain on a quitting condition always. It is also common experience to walk into the 12 steps meeting feeling like depressed or down about period problem and then walk out um, to the higher level without even having mentioned the problem. The group synergy field of unconditional love lifts us into the space of I don't even know why I was upset. And we discover that the facts of the life means nothing. It is only how we feel about them that gives them our experience of life. And how we feel about the facts depend on what our perspective is, what is determined by our level of consciousness. Thus, every problem is eliminated by changing the perspective. that is shifting to a higher level of consciousness. And importantly, we do not have to fix the problem, we evolve by them. That is also wonderful quote Dr. David Hawkins is saying. So we do not have to fix the problem. We have to evolve beyond them. So it means that if we evolve ourselves, if we transform ourselves, okay, then the problem will, of course, no longer be exist there. So, and now I'm going to tell you one of the great process in science. Maybe as a student, you may heard about osmosis. And osmosis is a process where large molecules um, are attracted to the lower concentrated molecules. So, uh, so for example, these are few new people who are quitting addiction or bad habits. And if we put all into one jar, one meeting, one hall, so what happened after a few time, 1 hour, 2 time, all will be same. Like the level of both chambers will be same. Um, what does it mean? The wisdom and the love, because of the love, all both jars will have a same number of people. So the new people will be having a same energy level like the experienced and older people. So that's the beauty of osmosis. Okay, there is a series on Netflix about osmosis as well.
Can I make a job?
Yeah, I will print it, Shark. I will come back. Okay. Okay. So, 1 second. Sorry for interruption. You want to print, Shark? Let me find for you. This one or this one? Oh, oh. This one? This one? Okay. Shark we can find later. We don't have shark at the moment, but I can print this whale for you. Okay.
And we'll cut it.
Yeah, we can print it out and you can. Okay. Sorry for interruption. So you can take it. Okay. So let's our next topic in this, and Dr. David Hawkins is trying to um, teach us by the process of osmosis that like in osmosis, the higher concentrated molecule influence positively the lower concentrated molecules. Similarly, higher loving people uh, give the energy to the lower or new loving people when they meet each other. So, and that's he has given the analogy by osmosis. So, I would ask Javeria if she can read it, please.
Getting it by osmosis. The great advantage of joining groups that are loving is that we are sitting next to people who carry evolved them from. The technique for getting out of apathy, depression, and other negativities is to is to choose be with others and who have resolved the problem with which we struggle. This is one of the great power of self-help group, and when we are in a negative state, we give a lot of energy to negative thoughts form forms, and the positive source forms are weak, and those are ill a higher vibration are free of the energy from their negative source and have energized positive source form. Merely to be in their presence is beneficial. In some 12 step group, this is called hanging out with the winners. Wow. The benefit here is on the psychic, no, psych,
Psy- Psychic.
psychic level of consciousness, and there is a transfer of positive energy and relighting of our own latent positive thoughts form. It is also called getting it by osmosis.
Thank you. It's a great reading. Thank you. So the main bottom line, which Javeria had just read out for us, uh, is if we are hanging out with the winners, and that is what we are looking for. And winner mean who have a high energy, who have a higher energy level of love, and and that is more important for us to go. Uh, Also, Dr. David Hawkins is further saying that thoughts have a certain electromagnetic energy form. When we sit in a presence of people who have solved the life problem that we are confronting, their accomplishment influences us non-verbally. Excuse me. So that our low level energy is replaced by higher thought form. The higher thought form sees the problem as the golden opportunity. When we saw a loss before the meeting, now we see as a gain because that verbal transmission. The facts have not changed, but how we view the situation has changed because our level of consciousness has shifted. That is very important. Let me repeat again. The facts have not changed, but how we view the situation has changed because our level of consciousness is shifted. The shift occurred not because of the words spoken, but by being in the presence of aura of a loving group people whose energy field carries the higher wisdom. Simply put, we are either positively or negatively influenced by the company we keep. It is unlikely that we will overcome problem if we choose to be in the company of others who have our same problem. Yeah. So again, it is uh, when we have a shift in consciousness, then everything's changed. Everything changed. Okay. Um, and it's further saying the love comes from an abundance energy that we can share with others. When our own inner negativity is addressed, then we have an abundance of love and we can begin to share it with others. When our energy is tied up with a negative emotion, there is no much we can share with others. In fact, they do not exist for us because we are totally focused on uh, ourselves. It is only when we are full of overflowing that we can begin to share with others. The way to feel good quickly is to get within the aura of somebody who is loving. Sit close to them, hug them, sleep with them, put your arms around them and be with them. To be in the aura of loving being is to be raised automatically, and we will see everything differently. Eventually, we become the same channel of helpful grace to others. So that is the same thing which we are talking about. Oh wow, you color wonderfully. Well done, Ajan. Well done. Okay, you can cut. You can ask the Caesar for other people. So that is the most important thing we are going to learn. And I would ask Javeria if she can read it, please.
Yes, gratitude, grace, and serenity. Now it is understandable why speakers and at 12 steps meeting say they are grateful that they are alcoholic or addicted. To the newcomer, this needed sound like madness. Grateful, how could they be grateful for becoming addicted or an alcoholic? Because that disease and suffering forced them to grow and become conscious. It forced them to become aware and therefore grateful for the process. At first, they res- uh, at first they um, resented
Rese- Yeah,
resent resented and resisted it, but then they accepted they agreed with it. They began to love and to experience joy, and finally achieved the achieved that state called seniority, and which was their prayer at nearly every meeting. God grant us the seniority to accept the things we can do, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
thank you. It's a great reading. So it's a beautiful dua. It's a beautiful prayer. Dr. David Hawkins is asking us to do when we are in challenges, when we are in process of quitting the addiction, that, oh God, oh Allah, grant us the serenity to accept the things we can't change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So this is a beautiful dua we can do. Um, so in their gratitude, there is an inner knowingness, and that is that this was their destiny, the way of doing it, and the way that was chosen, which results in awareness that they never could have reached this great understanding by any other way. Some of us just have to experience it this way. The ego has to hit bottom in order to surrender and find God. For those who have hit bottom and surrendered, gratitude comes about along with a greater understanding of the nature of consciousness itself. We have traveled the entire map of consciousness from shame to peace, and now we can confirm from our own lived experience. Well done. You cut very well. Thank you. We can confirm from our own lived experience. Those who surrender to God receive the gifts of the God. So this is more important. If you I can highlight it, that from shame to peace. What does it mean? If you go back to the map of consciousness, so the lowest emotion level was shame, and the highest is peace. If you say just before enlightenment. And that how in the process of addiction we basically achieve this. At the time of addiction, we were in shame, and when we quit it forever, we are in peace. Yeah. So that's how our course has finished. If you have any question, let me know. Uh, or if you have want to share any comment, you can speak.
Yeah, I want to share.
Yeah,
First of all, it was amazing, and I learned a lot and enjoyed a lot. And it sounds like charging, charge with positivity, and it was amazing. The osmosis. I don't. I have no awareness about osmosis, but you told about, and but as the way which you described about, I also want to become an osmosis.
yeah,
And it was amazing part that hanging out with winners that who are the most positive and good habits one persons. And the next one, where I just took screen shot of that page, they where it was written the fact have not changed, but now we view the situation has changed because of our level of consciousness shifted. So it is too much amazing, and I also want to transform in this part, because it is sometimes hard for me to control sometimes anger on those things which are not good, and which irritate me. So I will practice on this and I will improve.
excellent,
And the last one where it was written a prayer, which was almost sincerity about it was, God grant me the sincerity to accept the things. It was amazing also as well.
amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It's a great compliment, and it's a amazing feedback you have just mentioned. Yeah, it is a great dua is a prayer as well, and we can even read loudly in English language, uh, even or Urdu or Arabic or whichever. But the meaning is very clear that, oh Allah, oh God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, um, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Yeah, and yeah, Javeria is quite right. There are many exciting moments during this course in last 8 weeks. Um, but the bottom line is, in this world, everything is possible. If somebody uh, is in a difficult physical health situation, mental health illnesses, or emotional problem, or in a spiritual decline, he or she can recover anytime. He or she can remove the of uh, blocks of bad habits from the life. Any bad habit, any addiction, anybody can remove. But that process needs to know, and of course, God helps those who helps themselves. So thank you so much for your time, valuable. I will bring with them more courses from next Sunday on a new topic. And who have participated in the course, I will email you your certificate of participation on this course.
It's 14 hours.
And thank you so much for making this success. Thank you, everyone. And see you next Sunday with a new topic, with a new course, with a new our online lifelong learning section, because I come every week on our online lifelong study circle. And these 60 minutes a week bring a positive and gradual and quantum change in the quality of your life you're living. That's my goal is. Thank you so much and see you next Sunday.
Thanks to you as well for teaching us such an amazing things, and I'm excited for coming week, coming Sunday. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you. Bye. Bye. Bye.